Alright, hello everyone and welcome to some really good news. Spiral Knights got a content update. And then, they got another content update. Now, one of the things included in these, and for some it might be the least exciting, but for others it'll be the most. The Millennia has been a weapon that has divided the community for a long time. It's a 4-star weapon that doesn't have a 5-star, or at least didn't have a 5-star. And it's like a sword that shoots these little projectiles. Think a Torto Fist, but not garbage. It finally got the 5-star version. Now, the only thing holding the Millennia back was the stars. Like, you just didn't do enough damage with it compared to other options. But it was very versatile, and now we might actually have another viable endgame weapon in the Turbillion. Doesn't need any new materials, it's just all old stuff. Great. Now, while some people might be very excited about that, others might be wanting actual playable content that isn't just gear. And you're in luck. They actually did add new content. It's a new type of arcade gate level, the Treasure Vaults. They have a new background, they've got a couple new enemy variants, and it even has a mini-boss at the end. Now, what's probably most interesting about these, though, is that they added a new type of little loot box in the stages. I don't mean loot box like lock boxes, but more the green and red breakables that you find in stages. They give you a little bit of loot, while these ones have purple ones that are an upgrade from the reds. They're only used in the treasure vault so far, but I'd be surprised if we don't see them elsewhere eventually. Oh yeah, and there's some new traps. These little razor guys hurt. They break your shield really quickly. As far as content beyond all that goes, there's the new Trinket, the promissory note. This is an interesting concept, but doesn't actually work at all in practice. It increases your normal defense as your health gets lower, and it increases it pretty drastically. The training room robots supposedly do 5% at full health and 2.5% at low health. It's a big difference. Now, the issue is that it doesn't actually work against mixed damage attacks. So slags are out, Mewcats are out, just about everything is out. It's really just the Trojans and potentially traps that it'll lower damage for, and then you don't want to be wasting a trinket on that. If you really wanted defense, you just bring a heart trinket. They also buffed compound drops, which is great because compounds sucked horribly. Now they suck less horribly, but they still suck. And they made some new lockdown maps, if that's your thing. Apparently they feature some of the new hazards that are in the treasure vaults, so that's cool. What's most interesting is actually not the content that was added to the game. It's the content that will be added to the game. And I'll try to explain it a little bit. So, the game used to scale to depth 30-ish. Basically, there was up to stratum 6. The new scalings that are in the code go up to stratum 8. In other words, you'd expect there to be 6 to 7-star gear for this. There isn't, for anyone who hasn't played much Spiral Knights. It only goes up to 5-star, so 6 to 7-star gear requirement is insane, and it means that 5-star is way undertuned. It's actually playable in the game right now in Shadow Layers. The Shadow Layers are all the way scaled up to stratum 8, which makes them about 3 to 4 times as difficult as usual. I found most things take about 3 to 4 times as much damage to kill. They also kill you really fast. I mean, an enemy will 1 to 2 shot you, depending on if you have the Vitapod. You die instantly. It's crazy. They're so strong. Now, I don't know how most players are supposed to be able to accomplish these things. The only reason I can even go through a Shadow Layer now is because I've played the game far longer than could possibly be considered healthy. But for the average player who would probably use 3 to 5 sparks in a normal Shadow Layer, guarantee you're going to use like 20 now. It's so much harder. It's ridiculous. Now, obviously, everyone thought this was just a bug at first, right? There's no way this is intended. But no, they actually put in a recent announcement that they are keeping this. It is intentional behavior, and it makes you wonder what the heck they're going to give players to make these doable. Because right now, there's probably less than 10 people that I can think of off the top of my head who would actually be able to clear these without sparking. It's so difficult, and there's no way that they're going to keep it like this, so it means one of two things. Either A, they're going to increase how 5-star scales for the later depths, which is entirely possible and I think probably the most likely option, or B, they're going to add 6-star. Now if they add 6-star, that's going to be wild. I don't think it's likely option, but I think it's actually an option, and I never thought I would say that. I'd always just shrugged it off if someone said, oh yeah, what about 6-star gear? Like, there's no way that's going to happen. But no, now there's actually a reasonable chance. I'd give it like 30% chance that we see 6-star gear in Spiral Knights. Like, wow, what a world. What a time to be alive. Oh yeah, and on my very first run of these new Shadow Layers, a Trojan spawned outside of this room. This is normally not a big deal, but in this particular run, it was a huge problem. Now, you can Umbra Driver charge shot it, or Mixmaster shot and run it around to hit its back. The Mixmaster's a little bit less damage, I find, because it's less consistent. Like, it does more per shot, but the Ember Drive will hit every time. Normally, that wouldn't take too long. It'd take a little bit of time, right? But when everything is scaled up so much, you just can't hurt it. Like, not only does it have more health, it has more defense, too. So, it took me, I think it was about 26 minutes. I was also tabbing to chat with people on the side, but chat included. It was about 26 minutes to kill this one Trojan with just Umbra Driver Charge shot and Mixmaster shots. It was mostly Umbra Driver Charge, because that had the most DPS by the end. But, oh my god, I never want to do that again. That about covers everything, but I'm actually curious, what do you all think? Do you think there will be 6-star gear? Do you think they're just going to change how 5-star stuff works? Will this be the end, or will they keep going with new content? Because it'd be kind of strange to introduce a new stratum just for a couple of new missions. We'll see, I guess. Also, I found a clip of me taking damage so you can see how crazy this is. It's coming up real soon. Boom, more than half of my health gone in one attack. That's terrifying. I even have shadow defense gear. It just doesn't matter here. Anyways, thank you all for watching and have a wonderful day.